I'm about to tell you how a single piece of paper cost me everything. My inheritance. My family relationships. And nearly my freedom. This isn't just my story. This happens to thousands of families every single year, and yours could be next. My mother called me on a Tuesday afternoon. She said she needed help managing her finances because Dad's dementia was getting worse. She asked me to get power of attorney. It seemed like the responsible thing to do. The loving thing to do. I had no idea I was signing up for a nightmare that would last 5 years. Here's what nobody tells you about power of attorney. The moment you sign those papers, you become legally responsible for every single financial decision. Every transaction. Every payment. Every investment choice. And if anything goes wrong, even if it's not your fault, you're the one who pays the price. Let me paint you a picture of what happened next. Within 6 months of getting power of attorney, my siblings started questioning every decision I made. Why did I sell Mom's old car? Why did I move some money into a different account? Why did I hire a caregiver instead of doing it myself? Every single choice became a battlefield. But the real trouble started when I had to sell some of Dad's stocks to pay for his nursing home care. The market had dropped that month. My brother accused me of deliberately timing the sale to reduce his inheritance. He said I was stealing from the family. He said I was taking advantage of our parents. I wasn't prepared for what came next. My brother hired a lawyer. He filed a lawsuit claiming I had mismanaged the estate. He demanded a full accounting of every penny I'd spent over 2 years. Every grocery receipt. Every medical bill. Every utility payment. Thousands of transactions. The legal fees alone cost me $40,000. That's money I didn't have. I had to take out a second mortgage on my house. I had to drain my retirement account. All because I tried to help my parents. All because I said yes when they asked for help. Here's the part that really destroys families. Once the accusations start, trust evaporates completely. My sister stopped talking to me. My brother told extended family members I was a thief. Cousins I'd known my whole life looked at me differently at family gatherings. Some stopped inviting me altogether. The court case dragged on for 3 years. 3 years of depositions. 3 years of document requests. 3 years of sleepless nights wondering if I'd end up in prison for trying to help my parents. The stress affected my marriage. It affected my health. I developed anxiety so severe I couldn't sleep without medication. And here's the cruelest irony of all. After spending $40,000 on lawyers and 3 years in court, the judge ruled that I had done nothing wrong. Every transaction was legitimate. Every decision was reasonable. But by that point, the damage was irreversible. My father passed away during the legal battle. He died while his children were fighting in court. He died thinking his family had fallen apart because of him. That guilt still haunts me every single day. My mother's health deteriorated from the stress. She developed depression. She stopped eating properly. When the estate was finally settled, my inheritance was gone. Completely wiped out by legal fees. My siblings got their full share. I got nothing. Actually, less than nothing. I was still paying off the legal bills years later. The brother who sued me never apologized. He still believes he was protecting the family assets. So what should I have done differently? What can you learn from my catastrophic mistake? First and foremost, never accept power of attorney without getting everything in writing. And I mean everything. Get written consent from all family members before making any major financial decisions. Second, document absolutely everything. Take photos of receipts. Keep detailed spreadsheets. Save every email. Create a paper trail that would satisfy an IRS audit. Because if things go wrong, you'll need to prove every single decision you made. Assume from day one that you might end up in court. Third, consider hiring a professional fiduciary instead of doing it yourself. Yes, it costs money. But that cost is nothing compared to legal fees and destroyed relationships. A professional fiduciary has no emotional involvement. They can't be accused of favoritism. They follow strict legal guidelines that protect everyone involved. Fourth, set up regular family meetings to discuss financial decisions. Don't make choices in isolation. Even if your siblings trust you completely today, circumstances change. People get desperate. People get greedy. Transparency is your only protection against future accusations. Fifth, get your own lawyer before accepting power of attorney. Have them explain exactly what you're liable for. Understand the worst-case scenarios. Know what legal protections exist. Don't rely on your parents' lawyer because their interests might not align with yours. Sixth, consider setting up a trust instead of relying on power of attorney. Trusts have clearer rules. They provide better legal protection. They make it harder for disgruntled family members to file frivolous lawsuits. The upfront cost of establishing a trust is minimal compared to potential legal battles. Seventh, never mix your parents' money with your own. Keep completely separate bank accounts. Never pay for their expenses with your credit card, even temporarily. Every time money crosses between accounts, you create an opportunity for misunderstanding and accusation. Let me tell you about some other families who learned these lessons the hard way. Sarah accepted power of attorney for her widowed father. She used his debit card to buy groceries because it was more convenient than constantly transferring money. Her stepbrother sued her for theft. The judge agreed. She had to repay $12,000. Michael had power of attorney for his mother who had Alzheimer's. He sold her house to pay for memory care. His sister claimed the house was worth more than the sale price. She accused him of selling it cheap to a friend. He spent $60,000 proving the sale was at market value. Jennifer managed her parents' investments with power of attorney. She moved money into conservative bonds as they got older. The stock market boomed that year. Her brothers sued her for lost gains. They said she deliberately sabotaged their inheritance. She won the case but lost her relationship with her entire family. These aren't rare exceptions. This is happening right now to families across the country. Elder law attorneys will tell you that power of attorney disputes are among the most common and most vicious family legal battles. They destroy relationships that took decades to build. Here's what makes these situations even more tragic. In most cases, the person with power of attorney is trying to do the right thing. They're sacrificing their time. They're dealing with difficult decisions. They're managing the emotional burden of watching parents decline. And their reward is suspicion, accusation, and legal action. The financial industry doesn't help matters. Banks and investment firms often make it difficult to exercise power of attorney. They require mountains of paperwork. They question every transaction. They treat you like a potential criminal even when you're just trying to pay your mother's electric bill. Medicare and insurance companies create additional nightmares. Trying to navigate healthcare decisions while managing finances is incredibly complex. One mistake on a form can delay critical care. One missed deadline can cost thousands in coverage. And you're personally liable for every error. Tax implications add another layer of complexity. Selling assets can trigger capital gains taxes. Withdrawing from retirement accounts has tax consequences. Making gifts to family members can create gift tax issues. Most people accepting power of attorney have no idea about these financial landmines. The emotional toll is perhaps the worst part. You're already dealing with the grief of watching parents decline. You're already stressed about making life and death medical decisions. Adding financial responsibility and family conflict creates unbearable pressure. Many people develop serious mental health issues from the stress. So what's the solution? How do families avoid this nightmare? The answer starts with honest conversations long before power of attorney becomes necessary. Families need to discuss expectations while everyone is healthy and clear-minded. They need to address potential conflicts before they arise. Parents need to understand that asking one child to handle everything creates enormous risk. They need to either involve all children equally or hire professional help. They need to accept that family dynamics might make their children unsuitable for this responsibility. Adult children need to be honest about their capabilities and limitations. If you don't have financial expertise, say so. If you don't have time for this responsibility, say so. If you have conflicts with siblings, say so. Honesty now prevents disaster later. Legal and financial professionals need to do better at educating families about these risks. Too many lawyers treat power of attorney as a simple transaction. They don't explain the liability. They don't discuss the potential for family conflict. They don't prepare people for what's coming. Looking back on my experience, I wish someone had warned me. I wish someone had explained that helping my parents could cost me everything. I wish someone had told me that love and good intentions aren't enough protection against legal liability and family greed. Would I do it again? Honestly, I don't know. Part of me says I'd refuse and insist on hiring a professional. Part of me says I couldn't abandon my parents when they needed help. But I definitely would have protected myself better. I would have documented everything. I would have involved my siblings in every decision. The saddest part is that this whole nightmare was avoidable. If my parents had set up a proper estate plan earlier. If they had established a trust. If they had hired professional management. If they had required family consensus on major decisions. Any of these steps would have prevented years of suffering. My relationship with my siblings never recovered. We're polite at necessary family gatherings. We exchange brief pleasantries. But the closeness we once had is gone forever. My brother still believes I stole from the family. My sister still thinks I made bad decisions. Nothing I say will change their minds. The financial damage took years to repair. I'm still paying off some of the legal debt. My retirement plans were set back by a decade. My children's college fund was depleted. All because I tried to help my parents. All because I didn't understand the risks of power of attorney. If you're facing this decision right now, please learn from my mistakes. Protect yourself legally before accepting responsibility. Get everything in writing. Document everything obsessively. Involve all family members in major decisions. Consider professional alternatives. And understand that even doing everything right might not protect you from accusations and lawsuits. This isn't about being paranoid or untrusting. This is about being realistic. Money changes people. Grief changes people. Fear of losing an inheritance changes people. Family members you've trusted your whole life can become adversaries when they think their financial future is at risk. The power of attorney system needs reform. There need to be better protections for people who take on this responsibility. There need to be clearer standards for what constitutes mismanagement. There need to be penalties for frivolous accusations. Until those changes happen, accepting power of attorney remains a dangerous gamble. I'm sharing this story because I don't want other families to suffer like mine did. I don't want other people to lose everything because they tried to help their parents. I don't want other siblings to spend years in court fighting over decisions made with good intentions. The lesson here is simple but painful. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do for your family is to refuse a responsibility you're not equipped to handle. Sometimes protecting yourself legally is more important than appearing helpful. Sometimes professional distance is better than family involvement. If I could go back and change one thing, I would have insisted on professional management from the beginning. I would have told my mother that I loved her but that this responsibility was too risky. I would have helped her find a qualified fiduciary. I would have remained her son instead of becoming her financial manager. That's the choice you're facing if someone asks you to take power of attorney. Think carefully. Protect yourself. And remember that saying no might be the kindest thing you can do for everyone involved.